So, I know my last video was a little bit confusing on what exactly I believe in. Now, I don't conform to any religion. I don't consider myself a witch, even though I do rituals. Rituals can be anything, though. A ritual, brushing your teeth is a ritual if you do that every day. There's things I do to enhance my manifestation of things. But what I believe in, you can find written in the Kabbalion, the seven Hermetic principles. Now, the seven Hermetic principles, I'm going to go over them really quickly, but it basically explains everything. There's no disputing anything in here. It's scientific fact that each one of these are true. Now, we're going to start with number one, which is the principle of mentalism. And what that means is the all is mind, the universe is mental. Now, the all is where it all started from. Some people call him God, not him, because it does not conform to any of these laws because it is the all. Now, some people believe that we are created. Some people believe that we were created from the all. Now, in a sort, that is wrong because the all cannot be subtracted from or added to. So, how were we created? People would say the Big Bang created, yes, but where did the Big Bang come from? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Basic law. Basic law. Okay? So, since it cannot take from or add to, how did it create us? In the mind. The all, we reside in the mind of the all. Okay? The all, if you want to call it God, whatever. I choose to just call it the divine. Okay? Now, the universe is mental. We live in the universe. Okay? We're part of the universe. There's different universes. It's all created in the mind of the all. Okay? So, just think of it, if you've seen The Matrix, kind of something like The Matrix. Or if you want to simplify it to something even smaller, think if your life was like a cartoon or something. You have the writer, who is the all, who created us. We feel that we're going through the cartoon as if it's real. It is real to us, but it was a creation out of the mind from something else. Okay? So, that's the simplified version of it. Okay? So, the second Hermetic principle is the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. Okay? Now, how I explain that is if we are all in the mind of the all, which is above, us below are going through the same thing as above. Let me try to explain that a little bit better. Everything that's happening above in the mind of the all is happening now with us below. Okay? Above is the all, below is us. If it's happening below here, it's thinking it is happening in the mind of the all, which is above. As below, so as a below, so above. Which means to me, since the all has the power to create out of the sparks in its mind, and we are a part of that creation, we have those abilities too. We follow that law because it was created in the mind of the all. Now, if we have that ability to think something strongly, believe it will happen, and it be created in our universe, then we should be able to manifest anything we want. Okay? So, principle of correspondence, as below, as above, so below. We were created in the mind of the all, so we have a little bit of those powers that the all have. We just may not be able to tap into it because we don't believe we can, because we were conditioned to believe that. We'll get there. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. So if everything vibrates, that means a thought has energy to it, because energy is just a vibration of something. So if thoughts have vibration, that means it can be created into something solid and tangible. So if you, like I said, if you think something, the thought is it has vibration. Even though it was a thought we feel like created in our head, energy can never be created nor destroyed. So it's not really the vibrations that come from that thought wasn't really created in our head. It's just something that's meant to be. So the thought is vibrating. It's an energy form that can come into something tangible, into your universe. Because we have the ability to manifest in our mind and make it come out into the universe. Because as below, so above. The above has that power to create all of this shit. Do you know how the human system works? If it created that in just a thought, just think of the little bit of shit we can do with the thoughts of our tiny brains, okay? So, nothing rests. Thoughts are vibrating. The principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Now, for me, it's basically, to explain that, I say, like, you know how when they say it's a thin line between love and hate. Love on one side, hate on the other. But it's all the same. They're just two separate extremes, okay? But it's all the same. Or like an easier way to explain it is like hot and cold. You got cold over here, you got hot over here. But they're both forms of temperature. So everything is just is. There is no good and evil. It just is. It's just two different extremes. Okay? That's how I explain polarity. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. Okay? Gravity. What goes up must come down. If something goes left, it's going to eventually go right. Just like a regular pendulum. It don't just get stuck in the air because everything vibrates. Everything stays in motion. So it's just constantly going back and forth. Back and forth. So a way that I interpret that into my life is, yes, sometimes some things could be not going my way. It can be hurtful, painful, things like that. But because I know that everything is rhythm and the principle of rhythm, that it's not always going to stay on that side. It has the potential to go back to where things are really, really good. Now, Some people may be like, well, what about people that just, never get out of their situation? It can happen. You can get stuck in the situation, but you always have that potential to get out because the law of rhythm. Now, I'm not saying that things happen to bad things happen to good people and all that stuff. Yeah, but you can't think of it like that. Sometimes you're gonna be put in bad situation, but it's all for a reason. Like there's gonna be a learning lesson out of all of that shit you go through. So just don't even focus on the negative because that negative thought becomes a vibration, becomes energy, and comes out into the universe. And if you keep thinking you're never going to get out of it, you're never going to get out of it. Okay? Then we got the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. That's pretty much, that's simple to me. If you do something, something's going to happen. There's like, if I turn on the water faucet, water's going to come out. Cause and effect. Simple. The principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Now, when we say everything has masculine and feminine in them, we're not talking about what's between your legs and your physical anatomy. Your spirit has both masculine and feminine, and sometimes that's why there's a lot of people that say they don't feel um, they don't feel inside what their gender that they were born with. Talk about their sex. Sometimes maybe their feminine energy is higher than their masculine, and they were born a male, but what they were born as, what their physical appearance is, has nothing to do with what's inside. Oh, did I already reach 7? The gender, cause and effect, principle of rhythm, principle of polarity, principle of vibration, principle of correspondence, and principle of mentalism. And there we go. That is what I believe in. That is what, at the core values, that's what I know is real. Now, as far as religion, yes, I was raised in a Christian home. I've read the Bible and things like that. I don't want to say that religion is not right. I don't want to say that the Bible doesn't have really good stories that correspond to things like this and that don't correspond to what we are able to do as humans. But my values are just spiritual. I don't want to conform to a religion because even in the Bible, they did not want religion. Jesus did not want you guys to build churches and temples and stuff. So, and also I feel like religions are a lot of the same information. Like in the with Christians and Muslims, a lot of things in the Christian Bible corresponds to what Muslims do. So if I were to go back to religion, it would probably be more likely to the Muslim side, but I'm not even on that right now. So, like in the Bible, it says that as we're praying, we're supposed to wear something over our head to protect it. Now, for me, how I relate that is when I'm meditating, or you can say praying, my crown chakra is connected, is catching them downloads from source, the divine, the all. Now, when you're connected like that, there are chances for other energies to come because when you're connected, you're at your highest point of vibrations to be able to connect with source. So protect your head means like protect your crown chakra so that all those energies cannot get into it. It also says not to eat anything with hooves, meaning like pigs and boars and oxes and cows and stuff. Muslims do not eat cows, and they always have them things on their heads. It's very similar. Now, I don't know a lot about the Bible. I won't start preaching any I won't start preaching any scriptures or anything like that because I just don't know. But it's very similar. And I just feel like, you know how when you were a kid you played the game telephone, somebody would say something to somebody else, and by the time it got to somebody, the person at the end, it was the message was contorted into something different. I feel like with religion, we're pretty much all talking about the same thing, just from different points of views. So I just rather stay with the spirituality to get the information that I need instead of with religion, you're getting the information from somebody else. I get the information from within, from my spirit guides, from my ancestors. They relay it from within, so I know what's going on. That's really what I want to talk about today. But also, I just want to say, take it easy on yourself, okay? Stop being so hard on yourself. It is okay that you aren't at the level you think you should be at. Keep going. Don't stop, okay? That was what my issue was. I would see how advanced other people were. I would read the comments on other people's posts and see what they went through, and I would be like, well, why am I not that enlightened? Why am I not there yet? You can't look at other people's situation and compare yourselves, because you are going through the stages at the divine timing that you need to be. So be easier on yourself. I had to learn that from Abraham Hicks. That's what she told me. Take it easy. And once I did that, I started to flourish more in my spirituality. And I know you will too. And again, I just want to tell you guys that I love you and Spirit loves you too. It's okay. You're going to get there. Just take it day by day. Okay? Talk to you later.